Breaking Bad star Bryan Cranston is going from playing Walter White to the White House with his Broadway debut in All the Way. We're here on opening night to talk to the cast. Are you ready to go all the way?
With Bryan Cranston, I will always be ready to go all the way, yes.
All the way. That's what we said in high school when you went with a boy and, so this should be exciting. It's not about that?
Tell us why you're excited to be here tonight.
There's free food afterwards. Brian, I'm here for Brian.
He's just a theatrical animal out there in this role, and I can't wait for this opening night energy to feed him.
Why is it important for audiences to get to know LBJ all over again?
Because the war in Vietnam was forever a scar on his legacy, but what he did in civil rights, in Medicare and aid to education has to be remembered. So it gives LBJ his moment in the sun, and he deserves it, absolutely.
Well, how does it feel to make your Broadway debut in All the Way?
It's exhilarating. This has been a huge dream of mine since I started acting when I was 23 years old. If you believe in past lives, I must have been an awful person in the last one, because I've been treated very well in this one.
It felt like an election. It felt the same thing. It was like a wedding or an election or something. It just has that same momentous feeling.
The hard work that everybody's put in for the last several months to have it received as warmly as it was this evening, it's beyond my wildest expectations.
Everyone across the board is so terrific, and of course it starts with Bryan Cranston, and he just raises the bar for everybody, and we all limbo right to that bar.
At this point, he can rest on his success, but he chooses not to. Every moment is so full, and he's so committed, and it's like playing on an all-star team, and you just got the ball from Jordan.
Now, a lot of people think of this as an LBJ bioplay, but it's really very specific about what time period it covers. Tell me a little bit about that.
It takes place from after the assassination of Kennedy on the plane, and LBJ going to Washington and wanting to pass a civil rights bill.
He had 11 months to convince everyone that everything was okay. And the sheer level of shit that hit the fan in those 11 months was kind of remarkable.
You won the lottery when Bryan Cranston agreed to do it, right?
No question about it. You need an actor who can do two things to play LBJ. You need somebody who's so appealing and charming and funny and has a kind of intimacy about them, and you need somebody who is absolutely terrifying.
Charming and terrifying, is it? Lyndon Johnson encompasses all of the adjectives you could ever attribute to any human being. He's Lear. He's this enormous character.
Bryan did so much studying, and he's just physically changed himself more and more. His face, his body, it's so subtle, but it's profound. And when he bounds out for that curtain call, it's like, oh, there's Bryan Cranston again. But we've just been watching LBJ.
I found out early on that he gets what he called a rub down every night, a massage. So I thought he must have been keyed up and tight. So I gave him a little back problem, and hopefully it helps me get into the sense of the depth of this man. I read and I think of those things and I hear those things, and it helps, create a character from the ground up. It's a lot of fun.